Hey everyone, today I'm back with some more Reddit stories, except this time they're going to be Minecraft related. So we're going to be reading some Minecraft horror stories, and a lot of them are from like 12-14 years ago, so like peak Herobrine era. But I'm going to read them as if they're all true, okay? We want to be creeped out after this video. You want to be scared to play Minecraft after watching this. So let's get into it. If you saw my last video, I mentioned how I would be showing the gameplay of me building my bakery. So this is what you're watching right now. I just want to say it's definitely not finished still. I'm not very good at interior design and I didn't have all the resources that I needed. But yeah, I mean, it's basically almost done. It just needs some tweaking. It was a normal day in my Minecraft survival world. I had been using this world for a few weeks now, had a nice mine set up and everything, but on that one day I decided to go for a nice mining trip, load up on some iron. As I descended down the long ladder to bedrock, I heard the familiar sound what you hear while underground. Whoosh! Normally this would not faze me, but today it sent a chill down my spine. I finally touched down at my underground mining base. I readied my pickaxe and began walking down one of my long tunnels. As I entered the narrow passageway, I noticed something off. The bedrock fog, clouding up the far end of the tunnel, isn't the usual dark grey. It's blood red. I stare at the discoloured fog for a while, but continue to walk into the tunnel, mining blocks along the edge in hopes of revealing a vein of ore. I do uncover a small vein of iron, but as I break the first block, the iron ore drop that pops up doesn't drop to the ground as it should. It hovers in the air, as if being held up by some invisible entity, is shaken around in front of my face, then is thrown into the ceiling of the tunnel, where it disappears. This starts to get me freaking out a little, so I dig a few blocks to the side and start to dig a new tunnel back to my underground base. My iron pick breaks, so I quickly switch to my stone pick and keep digging. When I look back, the blood red fog is even closer to me now, but a figure in it shocks me the most. Shrouded in the blood mist is a 2-block high shadow, not quite looking like a player, but there is no clear outline, so I can't be sure. I keep digging. When I finally open up to my underground base, I look back one more time down the tunnel I just dug. Many blocks away, almost out of my render distance, is the strange figure. It looks like it might just be a torch and a block I didn't mind shaded in the mist, but I am definitely not going back to make sure. I climb back up my ladder and don't go down for another couple of real life days. When I go back down into the tunnel, there is no more blood mist, just normal bedrock fog, and the strange figure is gone. There were no misplaced blocks or torches to create it that I found. To me, it will always be a mystery what happened that day. I never believed in Herobrine, and I legitimately think that this was just an unlikely compilation of glitches, or at least I tell myself that. There's always that part of me who wonders if it was something more. ... Years ago, when Minecraft creepypastas were at their peak, I got Minecraft on the Xbox One for Christmas. I was like 10 at the time but had access to the internet. This was like 2016 to 2018, I don't fully remember. I was messing around in creative as we all usually do. I was building a house out of birch. I know I didn't have good taste back then. Guys, I like birch. Okay, unpopular opinion, I don't know why everyone hates it. Stripped birch? That's cute. And normal birch looks like polka dots. But anyway, when I was building the right wall, I saw something. A pair of Steve legs. But I was in single player. I had the brightness on full and I saw that it didn't have a torso, and I saw a pair of white glowing cubes or something. All I knew is it wasn't its eyes, its head was pitch black. It was a rainy day and night time. I ran from the living room all the way to my sister's room to show her this, and it was gone. I just stood in front of my TV and closed the world and removed the Minecraft disc, fearing if I play it again it might come back. I eventually got back into the game after a week or so, and still to this day I didn't know what it was or what it wanted from me. To this day I get chills while thinking about it. Okay, so back in 2012 I was playing a new survival world on my server with one of my friends, just the two of us, playing one of the 12W snapshots. We had a house that was built on the side of a cliff, with a storage room dug into the cliff face and a staircase going down along the cliff down to the ground. This was Java, by the way. I was in our house when I saw a player's name tag through the wall in the direction of our staircase, sort of down near the bottom of it. I moved around to confirm it was a name tag, just assuming it was my friend. But when I heard the chest in our storage room next to me opening, my friend was in the house with me, not down the staircase. This was my server. With the console, I was able to tell it was just us. No game mode swaps, no teleports, nothing. He wasn't opt anyway, so there couldn't have possibly been a player down there. Intrigued and confused, I opened the door and started descending the staircase towards the name tag. The name tag, however, was inside the mountain, inside the cliff near the bottom of the stairs. It stayed in place as I moved, again, definitely not just seeing things, and grew larger as I got nearer. Just before it was clear enough to read, however, the name tag vanished as I got close. When I got down to where the name tag had been in the cliff wall, I started digging a tunnel into the mountain towards where it had been. I then broke into a small underground water pool not connected to any cave. It was dark, with no sign of any player having been there, except for whoever or whatever that name tag had been. My friend said that he hadn't been there, and he was quite a trustworthy guy. This would have been a strange way to mess with someone if it was a prank, because what would have been the chance that I would look in that direction and even think the name was out of place to begin with? Besides, the chest sounds confirmed his presence in the house, so he couldn't have been down there. Also, there was no named entity in there either. We had no name tags and didn't even know that underground pool was there. Perhaps it was some kind of bug, or perhaps not. Perhaps something calls those underground pools home. Okay, this isn't exactly horror, but it still creeped me out a bit. On the Minecraft forums, these people would make a post about how they found ice forming naturally in deep underground caves. Nobody believes them, and the two that made the post say, "Come check out the server, we will prove it." Everyone thinks it's just an advertising scam, but I'm bored, so I go check it out. I go to their weird underground cave, and sure enough, ice. I'm looking around their world some more, and it's even weirder, clay and other stuff. I log back out and post on the forums and say that they either weren't lying or they put all the stuff there themselves. In other posts, he found a dungeon with ice in it and he can't open the double chest without crashing. I log back in and open the chest, and inside is fire, like the actual fire block, the animated one. I exit the chest and type to the guy who's sitting there, "Hey, there's fire in there." He says, "Take it out. I can't open it without crashing." So I go click on it, hover over it and see something weird. The second I hovered over it, I noticed its name wasn't normal. It should have been called unnamed like all the rest of the items were, but it wasn't. Since I already clicked on it, I could see the name. The game froze and my Minecraft crashed. I tried to log back into the server, but when I did, the screen seemed to zoom in on the dirt background and turn a lightish blue. Neither of the two server owners posted on the forums after that, and I still don't know what happened. When I was 8 and my brother was 12, we were playing in peaceful creative mode on the Xbox One. I had built this world and was super attached to it, but I had this habit of flying off in random directions when I was bored. I got lost, and because I was super dumb, I had no clue how to find my way back since I had no maps of the area I had. I'd always played in peaceful mode and creative, so I didn't even think about dying to spawn back there, and I had no clue what coordinates were. I got really upset, so my brother joined the split screen on the TV to help me find my way back. While I was freaking out, I was mashing buttons on my controller, and I got put into third-person mode. A couple of blocks behind me, there was a tennis player, Steve skinned, with no gamer tag and the white Herobrine eyes, doing literally nothing but moving when I did to maintain the distance. I played with a tennis player Steve skin because I thought it was a girl in a skirt. Since this was 8 years ago now, I have a really hazy memory of the exact events beyond that, but that must have made my brother go into third person mode to check if he had the same thing, because he said when we've talked about it that there was a copy of his skin with white eyes too. I think it was Steve, but I don't know. I actually randomly remembered this whole thing a few weeks ago and texted him about it since he's away in the army now. He told me that he remembers it and told me about the part I'd forgotten with it behind him too, and that nobody believes him either. He's a huge skeptic and a really serious person, so it adds a lot of credit for people who know us in real life, and that he backs me up on this. We've not talked about it in detail though, so apart from the main idea, everything is a bit fuzzy. I have a memory of turning into survival mode to try and kill it, but then immediately dying and getting the death screen saying I was slain by Herobrine. And instead of it showing where I died like Minecraft normally does, it was like this flat world with a cobblestone and oak wall that had a bunch of item frames with a bunch of random player heads named with their gamer tags. That part was really hazy though, and I haven't asked my brother about it since he's been busy. It might have been a dream that happened around the time as a result of the other thing. I don't know what happened after that death, but I know I never respawned in a bed or anything, since I remember still being lost later on and eventually deleting the world in a tantrum. So I guess it's more likely that that part was a dream or something. Obviously, it's not the ghost of Notch's brother or anything supernatural. It freaked me out at the time and I genuinely thought it was something like that, but I was 8 and super dumb. I know that it couldn't have been a player other than my brother or I, because we didn't have Xbox Live Gold, so we could only play locally using the split screen. I've looked around heaps trying to find similar experiences, but haven't come across one that matches it. It really bothers me that I haven't been able to figure out what happened, but like I said, I'll ask my brother for more details when he comes home in a month, because he's older and maybe because he has a better memory of stuff. I've actually posted about this story on the sub before, but got downvoted to hell and deleted the post. I do get it lol, and haven't been bothered to ask for similar stories since, but I saw this post and figured it's probably a better place to bring it up. Sorry about how long this got, I only just realised I tried to split it into paragraphs to make it easier to read. This happened a long time ago and it's really strange and probably the most creepy experience in Minecraft for me and us. And it's survival for anyone wondering. So, I have a world on PE from several years back that I would play with several of my friends. We played in this world like 3 times a week together for like a year. One day we were mining. We were on a staircase when suddenly my friend got hit. He said to stop hitting him. None of us hit him before. It happened again. It happened to all of us out of nowhere. It was when you went on a certain block on the staircase. Beside that block there was a small hole in the wall, as if there was a ghost character standing there hitting us when we walked. On the surface there was a back area where weird things happened. Bottom halves of trees started disappearing. Random holes in the ground started to appear. There was also, in the far corner in the world, far from our man-made village, where there was a pond. One day there was a huge forest on one side of it. There was grass everywhere. Gone. All the grass had turned to dirt and all the trees disappeared. A small random dirt building appeared on the side of the mountain. Later, half of our village cut off. Disappeared. The world border closed in. One of us for some reason was able to go there and see it. For some reason, all our spawns changed to a spot near the pond. It would spawn us high in the sky and we would die. We couldn't get out of it. To this day, we have no idea what caused these things to happen. It's totally creepy. It's weird because it seems so coincidental that all these things happened in the same world. I'm sure a lot of people won't believe me, but believe it or not, all this happened. So these next stories are translated from Spanish into English, so they might be phrased a bit strangely. My name is Axel. I was never able to install the real Minecraft, so like other people I installed Minecraft in quotation marks in a link that I found. So I clicked on the link and installed it. Then I clicked to install, but something that bothered me a little was that it said the application was not secure. I thought for a while and decided to click install anyway. Once I started playing, I clicked on create new world and started. It was normal, just that the textures were a little different. but as the creepypastas say, I didn't give it any notice. Then I decided to go down into a cave to mine iron when I see a hole, and a cave noise is heard. I reacted by getting scared and then I fell down. I didn't die, I only had very little life left. I kept walking and found an entrance. I went in with the wood I had and I made a crafting table, a pickaxe, and an axe. I went further into the cave and a creeper appeared. I quickly put blocks so that it wouldn't advance any further and explode, but in the end it did explode. I kept walking until I saw a rise. With my blocks, I went up and left the cave. It was already getting dark. I realised there was a type of straw statue. I approached it and it looked funny to me. When it got dark, I swear I didn't put any mods or anything. There was some type of hands floating. At that moment, I got a little scared and I escaped as much as I could. I tried to chop down some wood, but a creeper exploded in my face. I ran as much as I could when I was going down a mountain and I realised there was a thin figure that appeared in a tree below. Big, almost the size of an enderman, but it had no face that I remember, but what I know is that thing was not a mob or a player. My name is Mateo and this story is real. I wanted to prank my brother, pretending Herobrine was in our world. I did the ritual and wrote in the chat, "Herobrine, I summon you, come out and don't be a coward." Then I started killing villagers to make him think the ritual worked, but something really bad happened. My sister, who was distracting my brother while I was killing villagers, went to see how I was doing, and behind our house she saw someone or something pass by. Then all the entities disappeared except the iron golem. I went out, turned around, and it was there. It was a thing with white eyes and black skin. I got scared, closed the world and deleted it. I don't have a screenshot because I didn't have time to take one. Now I hardly play Minecraft because I'm afraid the thing will come back. I forgot to mention that before the ritual, my brother told me this: "Don't mess with magic, you don't understand." Now that phrase makes more sense. Goodbye, and remember, don't mess with magic you don't understand. Goodbye. I saw a video of a guy getting DM'd in Discord by a fan, asking him to dig into what happened to his friend with the link to the fan's Minecraft World YouTube channel. Minecraft World was from 2010 called Eternals. I'm going to do my best to explain the info in the video. 3 kids on the channel with one player in particular, Alex, who the other players on the server were worried about. First video, everything's normal but Alex supposedly started seeing things. Second video, he claims to have seen another player, with both of his friends online not being who he saw. Third video, every member on the server is present, worried about Alex. They go into the nether without him, and the video ends, but the YouTuber does some digging and finds hidden codes that link to videos on Alex's secret channel, with Alex's perspective. First video of Alex, he's doing normal with everything on the server, but his screen is glitching. Second video of Alex, they're building the house and the screen glitches intensely. He sees someone or something. And a final video where no one is online except Alex, and he's mining and finds a cave with extremely creepy stuff. Then he sees this thing again. This time, it's following him everywhere. Eventually, the YouTuber finds more secret codes that lead to supposed government documents and an experiment to test the interaction between technology and people, and other things. Eventually, the YouTuber ends with the conclusion that Alex was never real, just part of an experiment. Me and a few friends were playing on our LAN server. It was modded, but not to any extreme, and we were primarily playing in survival mode. We all decided to explore much further out than we usually do, about 10,000 from spawn in any direction. Not much need for us to go further than that, as we like to keep things relatively close. We get this far out in our exploration and we start running across some fairly elaborate, already built structures, many of them looking like complete things, but some cut in half. These are clearly player-built structures, but all of us were in that room together and were really confused as we had never seen anything like this. Eventually, we started finding some things that looked oddly familiar. We figured out that this world that we were playing in somehow was loading chunks from a world we had previously been playing on, and importing individual chunks into this new world all around this particular region of the world. We recognised buildings and partial buildings that we built in other worlds other than this one. No idea how it could pull data from previous world files. It could have had something to do with the mods we were using, but I don't know enough to know how these could remotely be possible. At least once to a cave sound, usually the first time, and even after that, they still often give us an eerie feeling. Many claim cave sounds are even scarier than most horror games, but exactly what is it about them that makes them so frightening? If you ask me, the reason Minecraft cave sounds are so scary is the combinations of two things: juxtaposition and unexpected factor, the fear of the unknown. Minecraft is this fun, simple little game where the world is very basic and you're practically in complete control of everything that happens, even in survival mode. When a cave sound plays, not only is it a creepy sound, it plays on the abnormality of the sound itself being in the game like Minecraft. In a horror game, you're already expecting something scary, so you're bracing for it, but in Minecraft there's absolutely nothing to suggest that there would be scary moments, so your guard is down when you first hear the sound. But this alone isn't enough to explain how easily a cave sound can chill the player and leave them feeling uneasy. It also plays on the fear of the unknown. As mentioned before, Minecraft is a game where you control practically everything in the otherwise very basic, simple and mundane world. The cave sounds have completely mysterious origins, and that make you wonder if there's more going on in the game that you're aware of, in control of, or that creeps you out. I feel it's the same reason stories like Herobrine gain so much traction. The idea that there's something else in your Minecraft world, something beyond your control as a player, and possibly even sentient, is a very creepy one. Of course, cave sounds are just that, sounds that can't hurt you. Okay guys, that's the end of all our scary Minecraft videos. I hope some of these creeped you out. I mean, I know some of them were clearly not real, but let's just pretend that they are, because sometimes it's fun to get creeped out. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. I'm trying to make it to 100 subscribers, guys. Maybe I'll do a 100 subscriber special, who knows. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and good night.